Welcome back to Tuesdays with Tim, the podcast that touches on all things related to brain injuries among children and those who've been impacted by my son Luke. Today we have one incredibly special guest, former Texas Ranger, Oakland A, and Chicago White Sox, and Luke's baseball hero, Elvis Andrus. Elvis, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, man. Thank you, team. And it's always great talking to you, talking about Luke, legacy, and let's have a good talk.
Yes, well, I want to first talk about baseball. Baseball was and is the sport that I love to watch. Of course, we're getting ready for the postseason with the Yankees and the Dodgers, and just so much happening. But what I loved about watching you as a player for the Rangers is just the amount of fun you looked like you had, you and Beltray and just the Rangers in general. Um, if you could, and I just want to share a couple of things as far as I'm sure the audience knows a lot about you, but you accumulated over 2,000 hits, two-time All-Star. You played from 2009 all the way until 2023, just a couple of seasons ago. Tell me if you could, just some of the highlights that you had in your career certainly with the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like you mentioned, baseball, was everything for me. That's what I dreamed as a kid, and I was blessed enough to be able to, my wish to be granted, which is playing in the big leagues. And like you mentioned, my first year, 2009, with the Texas Rangers, as a 20-year-old kid from Venezuela, in a whole different culture. Uh, my whole family back home, so many great memories, so many amazing moments that I was able to experience here in Texas. And I mean, there's so many, man. I mean, from the first World Series, my first All-Star game, the second World Series back to back, just being able to, get to know the city, get to know Texas, the pride of being a Texan, which, I can see myself as a Texan because I've been here more than half of my life. So just so many wonderful memories that I saved in my life, and just very it's a good thing, being able to give back to the community now and helping the future Elvis, the future Hall of Famers, the future superstar moving forward.
Well, you had an amazing career, but you also had an amazing impact on a little boy named Luke Siegel. My son was just a good little baseball player. He loved to practice. He loved to compete. You and I discussed this over lunch recently. He was so dedicated to being the best player he could be, and he wanted to emulate you. And I remember talking to you about how you have impacted so many kids to want to play the game, whether it's in Venezuela or here in the United States, because of the way you played and the joy that you had playing it. But what was different about you with my son is that after the accident, which was on July 28th of 2015, I reached out to Emily Jones, of course, who's the sideline reporter for the Rangers, and I asked her, could you please get Elvis to send Luke a video? And when you sent that video, I played that video to Luke in the hospital thousands and thousands of times. And so the impact that you had on Luke was just overwhelming. But even prior to the accident, Luke and I would watch the Rangers play every single night, and we would make sure that we watched your at bats because I told Luke what you're going to do getting a hit because how much Luke loved you. But what happened after the accident is really what I think about all the time. And you were so gracious to send Luke a video, but what really changed for me and for Luke was I guess it was a year later when we went to visit you in the clubhouse. That was so special. Tell me if you can, in your most, I guess, poignant words, what it was like to first meet Luke.
It was great, man. Like we talked a few times that we've been able to hang out and talk. Sometimes one of the things that I'm realizing now that I've retired, I'm not playing the game anymore. I can be a fan. I can be, like everybody else. Is the impact, like you mentioned. When that happened, when Emily told me about Luke, it was, I didn't hesitate. I was like, yeah, whatever, send a video, whatever it is. Like for me, it's always been a passion. Uh, whether it's a message, whether it's somebody in the ballpark, and I'm free to go and say hello, sign something, say encouragement words. For me, I think it's very important. But I'm gonna be honest. I think as a player, and I know it happened to a lot of other players. Sometimes we don't know the impact that we had. We concentrate so much on us, right? On like getting better, and it's like a constant every day. You're thinking about your job and your life, and so many people that you take care, that we support, that sometimes we don't know how big of impact we do have in the community, the impact that we have as a role model for millions of kids, here in other countries around the world. And I think that like uh, looking back, to the first day I met Luke, and just after that point moving forward, I seen him, fighting every single day to get back, to be able to walk, to be able to just be a kid, just get his life back. I think it's unbelievable. It's crazy. Sometimes I have no words to describe um, kids like Luke, and I mean, there's so many in this world that are going through that, and so many families and all the things that you did, but just going back to that, like it's amazing, and getting to know you, talking to you. Now I'm a dad. When I met Luke, I wasn't a dad. Now I'm a dad, and talking to you, like I said a few days ago, like you teach me, man. You're teaching me with your actions, like how to be a dad. That's something that I never had a dad when I was a kid. So sometimes I'm a little hard myself, but like talking to you, see you, through that journey with your son, how he was with you all over the place, and how much joy and how much fun you had with him. Just teach me, how to be a better dad, and I don't really concentrate, in what's important, which is, the everyday, the time and the love that you can give to your kids.
Well, thank you for those kind words, Elvis. I appreciate that. I believe it was December 14th of 2015, just a few months after the accident, when I asked Emily if you could come to the hospital at Cook Children's in Fort Worth. And when you walked in there and Luke had, your jersey and just and you brought gifts and signed a ball, that was just so special. And then, of course, in the clubhouse. But what you did in 2020, I will never forget. I remember texting you and asking you if you would consider donating to Team Look for Mines a dollar amount for every hit you got that season. And immediately you came back with, how about $100 a hit? And so the fact that you every day on that 2020 season was so special, because every time you got a hit, you helped a family. And it was so incredibly honorable and special what you did that day. And I'm really so grateful and so appreciative of everything that you've meant to Luke, but also to Team Luke Hope for Minds. And I think you said it perfectly, that it's hard to understand the impact that you're making. And I guess I could say the same about what I'm doing, but because of what you mean to me, you're also helping families with children who've had a brain injury, because I always talk about you. And I posted about our visit recently, and the amount of people that reached out to me talking about you, the person, more so than you, the player. I think that speaks volumes. And so I really want to thank you for that.
Oh no, you're welcome, man. And it is important. I think that your organization, not only what you did for your son, but what you're doing for millions of other families. Just understanding. I think it's very hard for people to understand what you go through. And we did talk about that a few days ago. I have three kids, and just seeing what you went through now that I'm a dad, man, like it just is, kudos to you, man, because that's the hardest thing a parent, a dad can go through. So I mean, I know you're helping not just your family, but you're helping so many other families that are going through that they don't know what to do, and I think it's very beautiful. I think it's a work of God, it's a work of Jesus, of helping our neighbor, helping the one they need the most. I'm really down for that. I think that now that I'm retired, as one of the things that I want to really concentrate on a little bit more, which is the giving back, the help the community, help other kids, with their development and trying to open their eyes to what's the truth, in life and just to become a better human being and better society. 100%. So that's, I really love what you've done, and I think you were chosen, and I say that quite a few times already. So, I will for sure I will continue to pray for you to keep doing what you're doing because we need more. We need more people like you, man, in this world.
Well, thank you so much. What I love talking to you about was our families, and there's nothing I love more than being a father. And I remember playing tennis at the University of Arkansas, and then playing professionally, and all I really wanted was children in the white picket fence and a few dogs and play ball. And I told you that the greatest thing that I ever did with Luke was play catch. And I know you have that to look forward to. Tell us about your beautiful wife and your children.
Yes. So been married for 8 years. This year, my wife Corey Andrus, and we have three beautiful kids. Elvis Jr. He's 7. Lucia, my princess, she's be 6 in a month, and Michael, my little tsunami, that is 3 years old, man. And I think that like I told my wife, one of the things that I was deciding this year of whether coming back next year or staying at home, uh, the thing that the help, the balance for me to retire was my family. I mean, I asked my kids, if they want daddy to keep playing keep playing baseball, and if they wanted to keep traveling around the U.S. or they want daddy 100% at home. And it was so beautiful, their answer, because they didn't hesitate. It was right away, Daddy, we want you home. We don't care about you playing baseball. We want Daddy 24/7. So I think that family is first. God, family for me is my main focus in life right now. Everything else, we'll have a tomorrow for everything else.
Oh, that's beautiful. I have one more question for you, and that is, you had mentioned to me something that happened to you just recently, and how your life changed when you became a Christian. Can you fill us in on how that happened?
Yeah, man. I think that for me it was a long journey. I've always, I grew up as, Catholics, like probably 90% of Latinos we are. We grew up in on a Catholic family. Uh, we were not really religious at home. I saw my dad, rest in peace, used to have a Bible. My mom had her Bible, but it's not like, we were going to church or something like that. So, I grew up, my dad passed away when I was 7 years old. And that is something that I've been talking lately, talking about giving my testimony to the church that I'm going, which is Prestonwood. And the word that I used for me was emptiness. I think that growing without a dad, you grow up empty. And I was very blessed. And my mom is, she's still super mom, which she was mom and dad, and she did an exceptional work for me and my two other brothers, to raising us the right way and to be kind and be hard whenever we needed, we needed to be our ear to be pulled. But I did grow up. I grew up very empty in a lot of places in my life. Deep inside, things that people didn't know, and it makes me did a few wrong things growing up, and probably not the most healthy things to do as a 18, 17, and 19-year-old kid. Thank God was never nothing, like out of the rule or like going to jail, nothing like that. I
Mhm.
wasn't that bad, but yeah, I think that I concentrate so much to my physics and my mental approach that I didn't work on my spiritual part, my spiritual self. So I think that the last few years I was able to reconnect, with the Lord, reconnect spiritually with Jesus, and he just it's been a whole mind blowing change on myself, the way I see the world right now. Like I don't see the world from uh, the human being view. I see the world out from a biblical side, and it's just so much better. I think, I was able to find peace, find joy, find patience. And that is something that, the world is very lack of right now. See a lot of people, suffer depression, anxiety, and so much fear around. And that is something that, since I became a Christian, all those things kind of like disappear, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, like what happened? Like I was in such a fear before, like, I thought the world was ending, and you realize, it's just so many things that is been programming into my head, So I'm very blessed that I was able to receive, the gift, the grace of God through Jesus, and I'm in a very good shape, amazing place right now. My kids, me and my wife and my oldest, got baptized this year, and I mean for my whole family, it's been an amazing time this year. A bunch of my family, they all convert to Christianity also, and they all got baptized, and it's been amazing for us. I think that unite us more as a family, and we can wait to look it up too. Was coming ahead of us, but I know we're gonna be strong. We're gonna be united, and we're gonna be with God for sure.
Gosh, thank you so much for sharing that. And it's just it's beautiful to hear that from a former Major League Baseball player who gets it, who lives it. And obviously, baseball taught you a lot from discipline to hard work, and now you're taking it to another level. And you've got a wonderful platform, to share with people and be there for people and to reach out to people. And you have the perfect personality and the mindset and the experience. So I just want to thank you so much for that. And certainly, as I've told so many people in my life, that Luke had two heroes, and Drew Brees in football and Elvis Andrus in baseball. And I know as we speak today, and when I watch baseball on TV, I know that Luke is watching as well. And he is looking down on us. And I'm so grateful for everything that you mean to me as a good friend, as a brother, and as someone that I look up to. And so I thank you for this, and I look forward to keeping our relationship going strong, and all the best. And I really appreciate everything you've done for us.
No, thank you, man. Thank you. And actually, he is our idol. He is my idol. I think that when you see how life is, you realize what's important, and all the things that he did. Fortunately, he left this earth to be with our with our eternal Father in heaven, and we will see him for sure again. But he is our idol because he showed us what's important in life, which is fight and love, and never give up. So very very blessed and glad for me to be able to get to know him. And thank you for your friendship and all your advice. And for sure, this is not the end. I know we're gonna do a lot of things together. We're gonna keep impacting a lot of families and a lot of life. And everything we do is for the glory of our Lord, and all the glory to him. So thank you for this 20, 30 minutes space. And you know me. You got my number. Anytime you need me, I'm there, and very eager and ready to talk to whoever need to hear something positive, and let him know that God is here for everyone, and love every one of us, and he's ready to give us love and peace.
I look forward to meeting your family, and God bless you. And I look forward to it very soon. Thank you so much, Elvis.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Take care. Thank you for joining us on Tuesdays with Tim. If you found today's episode helpful, please be sure to follow and share so others can find support. For additional resources and support, visit teamlukehopeforminds.org. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. If you have a story you would like to share or a topic you would like for us to cover, please reach out. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Together, we can continue to raise awareness and support for families caring for children with brain injuries. Until next time, take care and keep fighting like Luke.